The reindeer turns and nearly ends the fight with one kick. Its hoof cuts through the air, missing the wolverine's head by inches. The little predator jumps aside, but instead of running away, it circles back. The reindeer weighs hundreds of pounds. The wolverine may not weigh 30. One clean kick could break its ribs. One strike from an antler could kill it. The wolverine knows that, yet it attacks again. Why would an animal this small risk everything against something almost 10 times its size? Because the wolverine is not fighting the reindeer alone. The mountain has already joined the attack. Hours earlier, there was no chase, only tracks. A wolverine moved across the frozen valley, pressing its nose toward the snow and investigating every scent carried by the wind. It had no pack searching beside it, no partner waiting to help make the kill. And somewhere beneath all that snow, its next meal could be miles away. Then it found a fresh trail. The animal that made it was enormous by comparison, but the wolverine did not immediately attack. First it followed, and what it discovered would determine whether those tracks led to food or to its own death. First curiosity, reset. Wolverines are often described as fearless. That is not quite true. A truly fearless animal would not survive for long in a landscape filled with wolves and bears. Wolverines normally avoid those larger predators because an encounter can be fatal. They do not routinely charge healthy grizzlies or defeat entire wolf packs. Those stories have helped create the legend, but wildlife biologists warn that the reputation is often exaggerated. So if the wolverine understands when to retreat from a wolf, what makes it continue toward a reindeer 10 times heavier? The answer is hidden beneath its paws. The ground becomes a weapon. The snow looks solid, but the reindeer's next step breaks straight through it. Its leg disappears almost to the belly. It pulls free, steps again, and sinks again. The wolverine follows over the same surface, but its wide paws spread its smaller weight across the crust. It still sinks, but not nearly as deeply. Now the size difference begins working against the larger animal. Every heavy step punches another hole. Every escape from that hole burns more energy. The wolverine does not need to overpower the reindeer yet. It only needs the reindeer to keep moving. And this is where the hunt becomes a test of patience. The chase that doesn't look fast. The reindeer surges forward and creates distance. For several seconds, it appears the chase is over. But the wolverine is still coming. Its short legs do not make it look especially fast. Its movement is almost awkward beside the long stride of the reindeer. Yet the little predator keeps the same relentless rhythm. Wolverines routinely travel across enormous, rugged territories while searching for food. Their lives demand endurance because meals are scattered across mountains, forests, and frozen valleys. The reindeer may win the first 100 yards. The wolverine is interested in what happens after the next mile. But endurance alone cannot protect it from those hooves. To get closer, it must notice something else. The wolverine tests the giant. The reindeer is not moving evenly. Perhaps it is exhausted. Perhaps one leg has already been injured. From a distance, the wolverine cannot know exactly what caused the weakness, but it can see the result. One side of the body drops lower with every step. The wolverine moves closer. The reindeer turns and drives it back. The predator retreats immediately, but only far enough to avoid the antlers. It is not throwing itself blindly into the attack. It is asking questions. Can the reindeer still charge? Can it turn quickly? How deep is the snow ahead? How close can the wolverine move before the hooves become dangerous? Each approach reveals another part of the answer. Then the reindeer stumbles. That is the moment the wolverine has been waiting for. The first attack. The wolverine explodes forward. The quiet endurance disappears. Now every movement is sudden. The reindeer kicks. The wolverine dodges, strikes from another angle, and pulls away before the larger animal can turn. Its claws grip the broken snow. Its muscular shoulders help it hold position when the reindeer tries to shake it loose. But there is no guaranteed technique here. No special bite makes the wolverine immune to a hoof. The attack remains extremely dangerous, and the larger animal can still win. For a moment, it appears the wolverine has miscalculated. The reindeer regains its balance. It lowers its antlers. And now the wolverine has only two choices: attack again, or accept that this opportunity is gone. Why it doesn't give up yet? The wolverine waits. That decision may be more important than any show of aggression. It does not have to defeat the reindeer in one dramatic collision. It can allow the snow and exhaustion to continue their work. The reindeer tries to move away, but its next few steps are slower. The wolverine follows again. Documented evidence shows that wolverines can kill reindeer and smaller dull sheep. But these hunts usually make sense only when conditions favor the smaller predator. Deep snow can slow the prey, injury can weaken it. Youth or poor physical condition can reduce its ability to fight back. Without one of those advantages, the wolverine may abandon the chase. Today, it has found several. The truth behind the title. This is how a predator weighing around 30 pounds can confront an animal approaching 10 times that weight. Not because size has become meaningless, not because the wolverine possesses supernatural strength. It has changed the contest. On solid ground, the reindeer's long legs provide speed. In deep snow, those same legs punch through the surface. Its heavy body becomes more difficult to lift. Its powerful escape turns into a series of exhausting struggles. The wolverine has not become larger. It has found the one place where being smaller is an advantage. But bringing down the animal is only the beginning. The smell of a carcass can travel, and somewhere beyond the trees, something much larger may already be listening. The meal attracts danger. The first raven lands nearby, then another. Their calls advertise the meal to anything close enough to hear them. The wolverine pulls at the carcass with strong jaws designed to cut through hide and work through tough, frozen tissue. Its broad head and powerful neck allow it to remove pieces that can be carried away. It does not remain in one place and hope no one finds it. It begins hiding the food. One piece disappears beneath a snowbank. Another is pushed into a rocky opening. The cold will help preserve those hidden meals. The wolverine is turning one dangerous kill into several chances to eat later. Then every raven suddenly lifts from the ground. Something is approaching. Courage meets its limit. A single wolf steps into view. It may weigh twice as much as the wolverine and has longer legs, a powerful bite, and the possibility of other wolves nearby. The wolverine does not immediately leave. It raises its body, growls, and rushes forward just far enough to make the wolf hesitate. This is the behavior that helped build its fearless reputation. But the wolverine is not trying to prove that it is the stronger animal. It is trying to create doubt. Then another wolf emerges. The calculation changes instantly. The wolverine retreats toward the rocks. No final charge, no impossible victory. Its resistance was a warning, not immunity, and surviving this moment matters more than defending one piece of meat. Retreat is not defeat. The wolves take control of the carcass. The wolverine disappears. To anyone watching only this moment, the little predator has lost. But the wolves do not know about the food buried beneath the snow. They do not know about the pieces hidden between rocks, and they will not remain forever. Hours later, the dark shape returns. The carcass has been opened further. Bones and hide are exposed. What the wolves left behind may still contain valuable food. The wolverine begins eating again. Its victory was never about forcing the wolves to surrender. It was about making sure their arrival did not leave it with nothing. And that ability to hunt, scavenge, hide food, retreat, and return is far more useful than blind aggression. People rarely see the entire story. They see a small animal standing near a huge carcass and assume it killed an unstoppable giant in a direct battle. They see it rush toward a wolf and imagine that the wolf must be terrified. They find food missing from a trap or supplies damaged inside an isolated cabin and begin describing an animal that nothing can control. Each sighting adds something to the legend. The real animal does not need the exaggeration. It already crosses mountain terrain that would exhaust much larger creatures. It already survives alone in places where a missed meal can become a crisis. And under the right conditions, it really can kill prey many times its weight. But there is one more reason it can take those risks. A secret hidden inside the way it finds food. Beneath the snow, there is no visible carcass, no blood, no movement. Still, the wolverine begins digging. Its sense of smell allows it to locate food concealed beneath snow, whether that meal was hunted, scavenged, or stored earlier. This turns the entire landscape into a map of possibilities. A dead animal hidden by a storm is not necessarily lost. A cached meal can be recovered later. A trail can be followed long after its maker has moved ahead. That means it does not have to win every encounter. One unsuccessful hunt does not automatically end in starvation. It can leave a dangerous opponent, search elsewhere, and return to an older supply. The wolverine's boldness is supported by options, and an animal with options can afford to test boundaries that another predator would avoid. Now the opening attack looks different. The wolverine did not see an enormous reindeer and forget the danger. It followed the tracks. It watched the animal's movement. It felt the snow supporting its own paws while the reindeer broke through. It tested the hooves. It waited for exhaustion, and only when the mountain had taken away much of the reindeer's advantage did the wolverine commit. But the outcome is never guaranteed. If the reindeer reaches firm ground, recovers its footing, or lands a successful kick, the hunt can fail, and the wolverine can be badly injured or killed. Today, the reindeer reaches the packed trail ahead. Its legs rise out of the deep snow. The wolverine stops. The advantage is gone, and it does not follow. The wolverine never needed to believe it was stronger than the giant. It only needed to recognize the few moments when the giant was no longer standing on equal ground. Because in the wild, courage is not refusing to feel fear. It is knowing exactly how much fear the moment deserves. But the animal in our next story does something even harder to explain. It walks toward venom, and this time the ground may not be there to save it.